Football's coming home again. Awful tune. Bent is very, very busy this afternoon. You're doing your World Cup Team of the Year, is that right?
No, I've done that
or
already.
World Cup Team
I've done
of
that already.
the World Cup. What are you doing then? What are you doing now?
Just having a look, Karen.
Bit more research.
A little bit, yeah.
From DB Sneaker Freak. Gareth Southgate is staying on. Are you surprised about that, firstly?
I'm not, because I think if he steps down from this job, where does he go next? So, and I don't think you're almost blessed to be working with this crop of players, because there are some talented young individuals there. And also as well, it seems like the FA are hell-bent on having an Englishman as the manager. And if they do let Gareth Southgate go, what happens next? You know what I mean? He's had 3 tournaments now. There's been some good moments. There's been some poor moments. But they seem pretty happy. So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. But my only thing is elite clubs, football clubs, want elite managers because they feel they give them the best opportunity of winning. I don't get that with the FA.
What, you think that we should have an elite manager?
If Southgate was to step down as England manager, what elite club out there would go, he's the man for us? No,
but I don't think that England are the elite club of the Premier League, if that makes sense. So you've got clubs like Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, right? Man City, that are elite clubs, so they will go for the very best. But then you've got a second tier of clubs that they won't hire a manager, the second tier clubs in the Premier League, and think if we don't win the Premier League with this manager, we'll sack him. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where England are as a.
But you look at England, the squad of players. An elite coach should be managing these players. No.
Yes, but I think we put too much pressure on Gareth Southgate and England and us to actually win a tournament. I mean, here's the thing: any other England manager, right?
Yep.
And listen, I want to win the Euros and the World Cup as much as anyone else. But any other England manager looking after an England team on the back of 3 tournaments that went semi-final, final, and quarters, obviously a bit disappointing, we'd go, do you know what, it's not bad. Like, get into the final of the Euros, wow. Get into the semi-final of the World Cup, wow. We've just been beaten against the team that perhaps we could have and should have beaten, but they were defending champions. Yep. And it did take Argentina to penalties to get past them. I just wonder if we put too much pressure on ourselves. Like, if you don't win it, sack him.
I wouldn't say we put too much pressure. If you don't win, you sack him, but I think there's been opportunity. And again, look at yesterday's management from Didier Deschamps. I know they didn't win it, but he was not scared to ring the changes. If things weren't working, he wasn't reactive. He was proactive.
That's right.
He went, what, half an hour in, this ain't working.
Yes.
Giroud, get off.
Yes.
Dembele, get off. And I think that's where Gareth lets himself down. Now, maybe as a coach, he's evolving. He's getting better. But for me, the jury's still out. But what you can't do, you can't question that the job is done. I won't do that. But I think a better manager would have won something with this.
Do you?
Yeah, I do, yeah. I do. I think a better manager would have won something with these crop of players.
Okay, so my next question is going to be, is anything but success failure? So would you say if we go to any tournament now with Gareth Southgate or any England manager, that if we don't come back with a trophy, we've failed?
Well, with this crop of players...
by the way, I'm asking this question. I don't know the answer.
With this crop of players, you'd have to say so, because you look around some of the powerhouses of world football, the moment they go out of a competition, the manager's gone instantly, because it's deemed as failure.
Right. Yeah.
So it's almost like we're accepting that, okay, we've got close, okay, we've got closer again, we were close again, but we didn't get there. All of a sudden, it's like, nearly is good enough. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're an elite club or an elite country that wants to win the big trophies, nearly isn't good enough. At some stage, you have to do, I think.
Okay. Should we get the phone lines, 0371 722 334? What would you have done, by the way, if you were the FA?
I would have maybe gone, thanks for whatever you've done.
Would you?
Yeah. But then I wouldn't have been solely looking for an Englishman.
Okay, who do you think wants this more, the FA or Southgate?
Wants what more?
This relationship going on. Who do you think? Do you think he was desperate to stay, or they were desperate to keep him?
Yeah, because he's working with a talented bunch of guys, and to be fair, they all look brilliant. I think they all look like a good group of kids that he's got down there, like players. If
you, and I'm not talking about what it would leave behind, but if you could click your fingers and swap Southgate for Eddie Howe, would you do it?
I think Eddie Howe's a better coach.
So would you do it?
Probably, yeah. But Eddie Howe wouldn't do it.
No, I'm not talking about that. I just want to know where your brain's at the moment. What about if it was Potter? Would you swap Potter for Southgate?
Yeah, I think Potter's a better coach as well, yeah.
Okay. All right, listen, you can have your say 0371 722 334. Ash is a Liverpool fan. Hello, Ash.
It's actually Sean Paul, Bournemouth fan.
Oh, why does it say Asher on my screen?
He's probably called up off my number before. So
your name is Sean Paul?
Why it's stated. Yeah, like the rapper.
Hold on, whose phone is it, Sean? Whose phone is it?
It's my phone, but we've probably been travelling before and he's probably called up.
Have you got a mate called Asher?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm guessing that's in then. Okay.
Bar.
We'll change it back to Sean Paul. What a great name that is.
Never heard the artist?
Yeah, of course I have. Does anyone ever question it? If you book a table, they go, no, what's your real name?
Yeah, I literally just think it's a Mickey take every time. And either that or they get confused with John Paul, one or two. But, yeah, there you go.
Or John and Paul and think they've got half the Beatles' notes. Carry on. Hold on, I've lost track now. Is it what's his name? Sean. Right.
John the Bard.
Sean Paul. Okay. Go on then, Sean.
Yeah, all I was saying was basically, I understand that he's done a great job and he's got that bunch of guys working as a team. But all I would say is he's not delivered at this tournament. I know what everyone's going to say, the fact that at the World Cup he got through to the semis, but at the end of the day he didn't really beat anyone that big. In the group stages, I think he lost to Belgium, and then he beat, say, Colombia and Sweden. But then he lost to Croatia in the semis. Then if you look at the Euro final, he beat an aging Germany team that I would call it, like, that's the only ones that he really beat that were sort of half decent to get through to the quarters and that, and then beat Ukraine, obviously. But I just don't see it that he's delivered in this tournament. And I understand why he's not walking away, because I think he's the second highest paid, like, national manager. I think he's on, like, £5 million. You're not going to walk away from that.
No.
You look at what he did at Borough. He did a terrible job there. I know what he did with, like, the youth squads and all the rest of it. And as, again, I say, it's good the fact that he's managed to get these bunch of players from all different clubs, rivals normally, week in, week out. Yeah. And he's got all those lads working as a group and as a team mentality. That's fantastic. But you need somebody with a winning mentality to step up and step in with that. I know you're not going to get Klopp. You're not going to get Guardiola at the moment, because guess what? They're both at two of the biggest clubs in the world. They're not stepping away from that. And some people go, oh, don't have a non-Englishman managing them. I couldn't care less what country the person's from at the end of the day. Get somebody in who's won things in the past.
Sure, let me just start. I hear what you're saying, right? And I'm playing devil's advocate here. Okay, so the two last tournaments, right, the reason we've not progressed or won it in the case of the Euros is down to spot kicks, right? So we lost on penalties in the Euros, and then who knows what would have happened if Harry Kane would have scored the second pen. Okay?
Oh, of course.
So my question is, playing devil's advocate, this is not necessarily my view, but I'm asking the question. My question is, those two incidents, they're taken out of his hands. He's not responsible for England going out because of a penalty miss.
I know, I get the penalties, but what I'm saying, I think you'll hear a lot of pundits saying it, and a lot of my mates are saying it, a lot of the public are saying it. I don't think he's got that attacking mentality that another winning manager would be, where they release the boys to do what they want. We've got some of the best talent in the world right now, 100%. There's no one questioning that. All big clubs won. Bellingham, Saka's doing unreal. Loads of the boys are smashing it. But I just feel that he's sort of trying to do a bit too patient with the ball. He's not just letting them run free. You know, you can't obviously go but they do need to be released.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Sean.
Do you know?
Hold on. Sorry, say that last sentence again, Sean, so I don't cut you off.
I think someone with a winning mentality, like a Pep, like a Klopp, will just let them do that. They'll never have to get out of those players.
Okay. Thank you, Sean.
Do you know what it is like? What route? I mean, Gareth's got the highest percentage. Take Sam Allardyce out of it because it's one game, but Capello's got the highest win rate. I think 66%. I think it was right. And then it's Gareth, which is you can't turn your nose up at that. It's 60% right. But when you look who he's had in that time, he's beat Malta twice, Lithuania twice, Slovenia twice.
Yeah, but that's not his fault.
No, but seriously, no. Kosovo twice.
Yeah, but that's not his fault.
No, but San Marino twice. And I'm saying the stats are skewed. Yeah. Do you know who he's lost to?
I'm guessing you're going to name lots of big heads.
Germany, France, Belgium, I think 3 times, Croatia, Holland, Czech Republic, Denmark, Italy, Spain.
Okay. Listen, I'm playing devil's advocate. Should we not pat him on the back for making decisions like playing with Harry Maguire? When the whole world would have dropped him?
Yeah, because I was one who would have dropped him. Yeah. But to be fair, in the World Cup, I thought he was brilliant. Yeah. I thought he was brilliant.
I'm divided. I haven't really made my mind up yet.
Okay, do you think we'll win something with Gareth in charge?
Possibly. Yeah, possibly.
So yes or no?
Well, it's impossible for me to say.
Well, no, you think you will, yes or no?
No, but I can't categorically say one way or the other whether we will or won't. But what I'm saying is by sticking with him, I still think we have a chance to win something.
Okay.
All right, there are plenty of other England managers or managers I looked at and thought, you've got no chance with them. But with him, I still think we've got a chance. Because I think the group of players
I'd love playing for him.
And in 2 years' time, the likes of Saka and Bellingham, etc., will be 2 years older, a little bit more experienced, a little bit better.
Yeah.
So, I think we can win something. Do you?
Jury's out, I'm not sure.
Okay.